first of all, to get things going.
Absolutely, and it will be, like you said, Oregon. Team Viper's map pick, or rather, Sengoku Gaming's map pick. The Japanese will try their best to come out in strong force here. Sengoku, as prefaced by the desk, have had a lot of expectation riding on them all year long through the RJL, the Japan League. They were one of the most prominent teams. Also have some former Japanese champions among them, Raciel and Ramu, formerly of that so prestigious and high-achieving Nora Rengo roster. Now they're trying to forge their own destinies here.
Yeah, so at least those two players already have their chemistry going on, but we're going to be going into Oregon. First opening ban will be Thatcher, nothing too unexpected. Mind you, this is one of the actually best maps statistically for Sengoku, win-loss percentage-wise. The other one would probably be Bank as of the moment. Second opening ban, what you feeling here, Dev? What you feel like they could go with?
I don't know, honestly. It's hard. Once Thatcher's gone, it's like, well, do you keep the Flores in? Maverick. All right, that's not something you get to see every day, but I quite like it. Oregon is a map where if Thatcher and Mav are banned and Kaid stays in, it does really change how that basement's going to pan out. You can play that Kaid, really hold on to that electrical hatch. So I expect to see a Kaid ban come out here, and if not, that basement is going to be nigh impenetrable.
There you go, right on the money as advertised, Cade to be banned, and now with Cade banned, that does actually kind of at least loosen up things for that basement side hold. Maybe America to become out here, but no, they're going to pull out the Clash instead, so nothing too fancy as of the moment. And as we're going into Oregon, we did talk about, I actually did mention that it is one of Sengoku's best maps. We don't have a huge kind of sample size for the opposing side of Team Vipers, but hey, if they live up to their name, then they might just be a snake in the grass who might catch Sengoku off guard.
That's it. And look, let's talk about Team Viper's results on this map. They did just in December in the 6 Invitational qualifier defiantly beat a team called Defiance Gaming in the open quals. Now, of course, that's kind of a nobody team in the grand scheme of things. And they had close losses to both Talon and Mantis during the 2021 Korean Open season. So not terrible results, to be honest, for Team Viper. I think they can hold their head high. Of course, on the flip side, you've got Sengoku, who beat Guts Gaming 7-5. Guts being one of the stronger APAC North teams, not just Japan as a whole. So definitely Sengoku will be feeling right at home here.
For sure, and you know, we've talked about, at least on the Sengoku side, Raciel, Ramu, but on another player that I do want to kind of talk about here is Yahoon, who did come from Detonation Gaming, a quite large name as well in the Japanese esports scene from last year, and so he has been a absolute proficient tool ever since joining this roster, ever since being part of this, and so is Sireneko, who has been their latest addition. But we're going to be going up top to the second floor to start things off, and well, they've got lots to deal with, a lot of projectiles and entry denial here with that Jaeger and Wamai being paired together.
5 seconds to insertion.
Yeah, and look at that, a lot of extended hold. Like you said, the Wamai discs to protect not only this rotation hole, but also the Vulcan shield that Team Viper have placed. Really looking to hold on to this trophy room. Bit of aggro in master bedroom. Kim Jun looks like he's so very tempted to go for a peek, but you can see Raciel very, very keen, very eagerly watching, loses his life. See you later. A very early pick for Viper and a hard breach going early down for Sengoku.
Well, that's how you start things off with a bang here. Seems like for the opposing side, Sengoku trying to make their way from the small tower, kind of have like a split push. They do have Aiken up top with that Flores to try and clear things out. They're going to have a lot to deal with come the Master and that trophy room, so he's going to have to focus on that. But the rest of the team can apply a pressure, otherwise try and take, you know, some of the attention off of Flores, who's going to be trying to do some stuff up above, and Yahoon, he's going to work his way the opposite way from down below up top.
Yeah, very common here. You see the attackers like to try to take control of Kitchen, but not without some significant attention paid to by the defenders. Here goes Yahoon all the way up and sends it straight on through. Does lose his life in the end, though, as that Wamai was oh so cautious of that rotation. This has just fallen to pieces, and there you have it. Team Viper, a very decisive and early strike here, taking down the Japanese in round 1.
Yeah, but then again, you know, I didn't really see too much kind of structure coming from Sengoku in that execute. They just all kind of did their own thing. It seems like as soon as they lost the opening pick that came in early on in that round from the spawn peak, they just kind of broke down. Their whole execute just kind of fell to pieces, and they tried to do some stuff individually, which never really worked on out. So opening round does go to Viper. We're going all the way down to the basement. So that KE not going to be online. They're going to have the smoke instead for entry denial, and I'm going to expect here with this Mira that they're going to have kind of a heavier defense set towards that basement, towards rather the blue bunker side and the pillar, if anything.
Yeah, that's it, right? Like, as soon as that Mira is left on the table, you see these teams, they're going to snap it right up. So powerful. You could defend it basically any aspect. Like you said, you put it facing into elbow. Pretty common that we'll see them facing into freezer. And also sometimes you even see the old school one in closet facing towards laundry. A lot of options here for Viper, but in that same vein, a lot of options for Sengoku. They could try and eliminate those mirror windows with the Hibana. They could even use Flores to try and clear out the deployable shield that Viper will likely be placing in elbow thanks to the smoke. So a lot of tools in Sengoku's arsenal to deal with this setup.
I'm quite curious about Yahoon's pick here on the Blackbeard though. Like, he's definitely very viable when playing like maybe the second floor site or even the first floor sites, but you're going down to the basement, not many windows to try and utilize his utility to the fullest extent on that shield. So I'm curious to see how exactly they're going to try and utilize this. Once again, they're doubling up on the projectile denial here with the Wamai and the Jaeger. So there's going to be a lot of throwables that should be eaten out of the air.
Yeah, but here comes the first drone from Flores, and I mean, that is such a good deal. You take that any day. Already, that first ADS and the entire goddamn deployable shield has been taken out. And Sengoku should be very, very happy about that.
That was a great find from him, and that's going to allow them to much more easily control that blue bunker. They got to shut that rotation down, give it up for the meantime. The mirror window is all they can really play of towards that side of the site, and so they definitely do have quite a bit stirred up.
And also a lot of map control here. You can see Neko upstairs, very cautious about any rotations made by the defenders. You can see Sengoku playing slowly, waiting for the defense to overextend. I'm going to have to get on their bike at some point, though. Yahoon, the Blackbeard you mentioned, not an operator we see every day, and to be honest, not one.
Yeah. He had his heyday. There were some golden times for him, but maybe those days have passed, especially when you're playing and attacking a basement site like this. You'll be trying to drone out with a replicator here towards the freezer side as their avenue of attack towards the blue bunker. They do still have some, I guess, way to try and pierce that in, but they kind of want to commit to this, and they might actually get caught off guard here by 0-1, who's holding a really tight angle as soon as he swings that. Well, they're going up on here. Hatch should be dealt with. Racels, he's gonna get that going. Got the Hibana working for him, and they got a lot more Rotero drones as well to try and destroy. Lots of utility coming on in. Opening up the floor here in the bridge to check down what is going to be coming up from that blue stairs. And they got mid left to work with. Here comes Iana droning down on in. And they're going to have to step on this pedal at some point. They got 50 seconds left on the clock. If they can find a pick, then this is going to be perfect. But that opportunity has not been given to them by Team Viper just yet. No opening has been found by Sengoku. And what little they did have has quickly been seized away back by Team Viper. Spot one on out there towards the laundry. Flashes on out. Boone knows. This is the old school setup, as you talked about, directly facing towards that laundry. But still, 30 seconds left on the clock. This is not looking too good for Team Sengoku at the moment.
Absolutely not. The flashes come through. They need to have an explosive entry. They find the first pick. Ayakan traded back, though, by Kimja. Now LHM caught just with absolutely no clue what is going on. And just like that, Sengoku clean house. Ramu with a double to close it. My God, what an explosive 25-second execute from the Japanese.
Very final moment is when they decide to step on that pedal, and hey, they knock it out of the park. Great opening round, at least for the side of Sengoku to get back into that one. That's kind of the round that they need, you know, to have an almost flawless round for their side, especially after completely getting demolished in the opening round where Team Viper just seemingly ran away with that first one. So great round for them. We're going to be going this time to Meeting in Kitchen. other teams would kind of argue, and other, I guess, analysts would even argue that maybe, hey, kitchen dining is better, but meaning whatever floats your boat, I guess.
Yeah, I swung in and out of favor, but overall, it's great to see that Sengoku do have a bit of bite. That first round, a little bit concerning, to be honest. We saw how Viper dictated that pace. A spawn pick onto Racial meant death for Sengoku. Like you said, they didn't have a lot of direction in their push in that first round. And while in the second round, they did take their time. They showed that as long as they've dotted all their I's, crossed all their T's, adequate preparation, they can execute, and they do individually have the skill to make entries like that. So credit to them. Ramu in particular, like always known to be a really strong fragger. So you want to keep your eye on him in those tight moments. But what are we thinking now? The no repeat from Viper, is that the right maneuver? They could have gone back downstairs, but they decided to change it up.
I think so. They probably would have kind of seen something at the end of that maybe made them feel, hey, this might not be the site for us. Although you could argue that you did delay them to the last 30 seconds of the round before Sengoku got on in. If the gunfights went the opposite way, then they could be feeling a lot more confident there for Team Viper on that basement site. So perhaps it's a change of pace is what they need, or a change of location, but I'm not sure if it's going to be the right call as of the moment. We're going to have to see for ourselves and let the results speak for, well, what's to come.
You can see Kim, very, very keen once again. Has already found an early kill in a previous round on that very same position. Might well get caught off guard though. Neko doesn't peek it too eagerly. Already, that is just about 5 drones taken down. LHM finds the opening pick onto that insane fragger Ramu. Yahoon looking for the trade, but not going to be given the opportunity as of yet, and Sengoku once again for the opening pick.
See, Neko's doing this alone. If you kind of want to, I guess, clear out the roam here, you do need at least one player to try and help you, especially knowing that Kim Jun is being helped here by Gal here up top below as well. Will be 0-1 on that mute, so he's got a lot to deal with, and he's all alone. You kind of need, as I said, one more player to try and help you on out, so I would like to see if they really want to take top floor control. Sengoku kind of allocate a bit more manpower to that. Blackbeard coming out for Yahoo once again.
Yeah, well, haven't seen the shields be particularly impactful so far, but hey, what works, works. Racial cutting off this rotation. You can see LHM's found his way sneakily into Classroom. Sengoku's got a bit of a clue. Kim Jun gets taken down by the nade. Ayakan lands that perfectly. While Sengoku have a bit of time left, they've made quite a significant amount of headway.
Yahoon. We kind of doubted this Blackbeard pick, but he showed us during that previous round, round number 2, that it has been working for them at the very least. Down to a 4v4, which does give them some breathing space here. Sengoku, and they find great pick as well. Here, Neko finally gets Boone off, who's been a bit of a nuisance up top, and now that gives them the second floor control. They can try and play this vertically. They got mid left to work with, and Rachel, he doesn't even know that he's in Classroom, and Lam's gonna give him a bit of a show.
Yeah, and this is suddenly much more difficult now for Sengoku and Yahoon! Oh my god, there is no way it lined up for him like that! LHM! Already found a couple of kills this round, gonna need to find 3 more. So much info. Thanks to those evil eyes from the Maestro. And he's gonna have to retake Ayakan's, watching with a keen eye, and can take him down. Sengoku. Well, they do take another round, but you gotta say, that was thanks to Yahoon.
What's funny is that we're kind of, you know, doubting his Blackbeard pick, or at least are apprehensive about his Blackbeard pick, but none of his kills have necessarily come from the utility that Blackbeard offers. It's more like he just puts himself in great positions. He could have done that with literally any operator on the attacking side of the game, maybe barring Monty or something. But still, great job by Sengoku to get that second round, and because of that, Team Viper, they're going up to the second floor once again, the only site that they have won this entire map so far. So back to the dorms, where we're going to see if they're going to go to sleep, or is Sengoku going to continue this tirade.
The thing is, right, Team Viper like to play a bit in their face, a bit aggressive, and that has worked out pretty consistently for them. LHM found a pick onto Ramu. At the start of last round, we saw Kim Jun also take down Racial in the first round with that spawn peek. And occasionally, sneaky plays are also netting kills for Team Viper. LHM last round, even though in the end he was caught off base with nowhere to go and no way to help the push, he did find a nice pick while he was just hiding in Classroom. It just doesn't feel like a consistent way to play for me. And I think Sengoku are just controlling the pace a little bit better, and while they're not always punishing Viper for their aggression, they're getting pretty good at it. And to be honest, you just need to get above 50%. You need to get like 60% punishing of the aggression, and you will punish a team like this. So credit to Sengoku, but like you said, Team Viper, they're the ones who need to bounce back.
Well, this kind of multi-spread out roam comes from Team Viper, where they have a bunch of players spread out, playing aggressively, as you said. Normally, it would kind of work well with how Sengoku like to kind of play as of the moment. They do this kind of 2-2-1 split, as we've been seeing. You do have maybe the Ashe try and lurk somewhere else, try and catch off any roamers, and then the other two are kind of playing point man, wingman on their opposing side. So for them to be quite split up as a team does sometimes bring you lots of intricacies on how you can be caught out and caught off guard, but it just hasn't been punished right now. They do have this Blackbeard on the second floor, which is where you kind of want to play him, so Yahoo gonna stick to that pick as of the meantime. Speaking of shields, they got this Monty, and he's barreled his way into the trophy room already. Early control here on the second floor.
Reloading. That Monty pick's gonna provide so much information. Icon can just call out to the rest of Sengoku. They can make plays based on that. Also, just really good time management. Look at that nice little placement and that proximity alarm inside the floor, but taken down. He's going to keep clearing up a lot of this util as well. My disc taken down. Not bad for Sengoku, to be honest. They're gradually, step by step, setting up for this attack.
Yeah, slowly but surely. Maybe small steps, but every step has been forward. So, Neko applying pressure on that master early on, but they realize they've got some other problems to deal with, trying to make sure nobody's going to come up from below to them, which I think is the right idea because there are two roamers here from Team Viper's side. One in that server room, 0-1, waiting patiently, could potentially catch one of these Sengoku players off guard.
Oh.
Nade come on out, not going to really land on much, and he's going to give away his position. 0-1, going to show him down, shut him down as Neko gets a trade, not a direct one, but a trade nonetheless.
Yeah, surely Neko finds this one as well. LHM goes down, trying to take down the flank watch drones, and Boone just, well, not really careful at all of what he's exposing himself to on his backside. That's going to be a good C4, surely. No, Racial survives, and that gives him the info. One downstairs. Jim Yon, oh my god! The trade comes to Racial. Can fortunately dispatch with that. All on 0-1 now. In the 1-on-2. Flash, full white. And as it fades back onto screen, he has to 1v1 the Blackbeard. That's not going to happen. And just like you said it, the Blackbeard, you can question it, but you can never doubt it.
And can't deny the results either if they speak for themselves. That is 3 rounds they've now taken with a Blackbeard on their side, and I do love the adjustment there to pull out the Monty on this second time they're going back up to dorms, because you probably kind of realize that, hey, our problem during the very first round when they were defending dorms was getting into, I guess, the space in the first place. They can't even get to that second floor because of just how much, I guess, their attack kind of broke down after that opening pick coming in from Kim Jun. So Monty kind of rectifying all of that, rectifying whatever, I guess, mishaps they did have. And now we're going to the 5th round with them up 3-1. Great kind of comeback coming from Sengoku here. And we're going down to the basement, which did not look too pretty at the opening kind of half of it for Sengoku, but they won it out in the last 30 seconds. So our Team Viper going to be able to, this time, close out the round when it was looking so well for them the last time around on basement.
We definitely need some kind of response from them at this point, don't we? Not to say that Oregon should be particularly defender-sided. There's a general consensus at the pro community right now that Rainbow Six as a whole at this level is becoming more attacker-sided. So yeah, you know, a 4-2 split wouldn't be terrible for Viper, but they need to get their feet back into the track. They need to get themselves back on the horse. They need to start building some momentum here, because Sengoku certainly will be no pushovers on defense, and they've certainly built up some momentum on their attack.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb.
That is, sometimes that momentum is what carries a team forward, what carries them even though they might be in a difficult situation. Sometimes you're just hitting your shots, and Sengoku, they're doing that right now. It doesn't always look too well on their opening kind of minute of their attacking rounds, but they somehow pull it together when it does come down to the thick of it. Team Viper, they're the ones who have to really crawl themselves out of this space. Going down 3-1, especially 4-1 on the defensive side here in Oregon is not going to be a good luck going to that second half. And once again, Yahoo and the rest of Sengoku taking early control of what they want, always coming from that small tower. We haven't really seen Team Viper put up much resistance on that side of the map.
Was this Flores drone looking for here? The Roteros, okay, that might actually get the Banshee from Malusi. Yeah, it will, okay. Certainly worth it there. A barbed wire and a Banshee. Hoping also later on to try and clear out the shields, but Sengoku did that last time. Viper will be hyper aware and cautiously looking for the Roteros.
They're kind of loosely droning up top as well. And as you said, yeah, that first Rotero drone blowing up is going to alert them that there could be more coming their way. So, Team Viper, this is kind of similar to what we saw the first time around that they were defending the basement site, wherein it took quite a while for Sengoku to even get into a position to try and execute, to try and explode on the site, but once they did, hey, what a huge kind of burst it was. So, they can make their way towards Freezer once again. Stairs is in their control, but just like last time, they want to find another avenue of attack. If you have Freezer, maybe coming from the laundry would help in this case, and that seems to be what Sengoku are planning.
Yeah, but Sengoku just pushing everywhere at once. Here comes the Rotero. Galia not able to shoot it before it detonates. That's going to clear the Banshee. Still shield intact though. And only one Rotero left. So Viper have done a good job defending that power position in Blue Elbow. Might not matter though if Sengoku start to divert their push elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, their only real kind of foothold here to even get this executed springboard into the attack is from this Freezer side. Meaning Hatch is not open, but a great nade here from Ramu, and Neko is going to find a second as well. That brings it down to a 5v3. Man advantage heavily on the Sengoku side. And with 30 seconds left, they can start to get this going.
Oh, and here goes Neko, trouncing down the stairs, the pre-fire onto LHM. It's perfection impersonated for Sengoku, and just Galia left. 1v2 now, 1v1 now, surely not possible here. It would be a 1 versus 4 clutch, but Yahoon with the Blackbeard once again making the headlines in this matchup, and Sengoku steal another tight round.
Man, Yahoon like a goon coming in at the end to help his team out and get them that 4th round. 4-1. That's a great opening start here for Sengoku as we're going to the final round of the half. And Team Viper, man, they have been struggling on this defensive side. The only round they've won is that opener. And now they're going back up to the 2nd floor, which hasn't been looking too pretty for the Team Viper side, barring that opening round of the match. So Blackbeard, it's working out well for them. Doki, 6 picked out. Will you switch it? Confirmed? Perhaps. That's what I'm guessing. Maybe a Monty would be in line here once more. It did work out for them quite favorably the second time around. So, no, they're sticking to Dokebi. Looking to potentially have an easier time dealing with whatever roams are going to be coming out from the Team Viper side, which I think is a good pick, actually, because we've been seeing Team Viper kind of spread out and be aggressive, so that Doki's going to help them and try and fish out the Team Viper players in the water.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen Ayakan constantly switching between operators, like you said, the Monty, the Finker we saw on the kitchen meeting attack, the Flores, of course, for basement. Just goes to show Sengoku's flexibility. Ayakan being that player that will change role and change the utility that they're bringing to the table, depending on what's needed in that round. And like you said, identifying within the first 6 rounds that we've had so far, 5 rounds that have passed in this game, that Viper like to roam, that they like to get into those cheeky positions. And I mean, if you can detonate a logic bomb and hear that phone ringing of, it's probably going to be LHM hiding somewhere, going for a flank, that is going to be a massive boon for Sengoku.
You know, what's been surprising to me is a lot of times Neko would be on his lonesome, just trying to find out these roamers, but he'd still do it quite successfully. As I said a while ago, sometimes you kind of want to dedicate 2 players to that, maybe 1 on drone, 1 on the gun. But Neko's been doing a great job of handling that sole responsibility in his favor. So, good job by him. And Yahoon once again on this Blackbeard. No matter how much you doubt it, you cannot, as you say, deny the results of how he's been performing with that Blackbeard. So, maybe just a comfort pick for him, but it's been working out in many ways.
You look at the stats, 7-1, that's something. I would love the stats of how many times the shield has actually saved his life. I don't think that would be necessarily very high, but does it need to be? Neko, right around the corner, hot on that drone. But Boone does fall back and doesn't lose his life yet. Neko doesn't want to walk straight into this crossfire. Zero does get his position revealed thanks to the logic bomb. Sengoku may well have heard it, but haven't yet had the chance to hunt him down.
Ooh, Booney. Great opening pick from him to get this round going, but can they actually convert it into a round? We've seen them do this the last time where they get the opening pick, but not really able to turn it into the round win, aside from the opening round of the match itself. So here up top the trophy stairs, there towards the armory, you do have Aiken there, ready with a logic bomb. Actually, no, he's dispensed all his calls, so you kind of have to load up there, bud.
Yeah, at this point, just a gun. Oh, look at this from Yahoo. The position, the window, and the shield, of course, to protect. Oh, but Kim just takes a chance. Grabs it with both hands. A 5v3 now for Team Viper. Sengoku are looking to struggle. A nade goes over the top, and that is, fortunately for Sengoku, the mute jammer cleared off the wall. A minute now left, but it's just all fallen to pieces. As Viper have come to life, they've struck in the final round of the half. Ramu in a 1 versus 4. A tall task and a difficult path ahead of him. Trying to isolate 1v1s. He may have some information called out by a teammate. A yellow ping as he cautiously rounds this corner. Likely to find this first pick. But doesn't even do that. 0-1 to take him down. Win that fight. And Sengoku, they do fall in the final round of the half. It's 4-2.
Hey, it may be 4-2, but I think the important thing here is that Team Viper, they win the final round of the half, which means they could potentially bring that momentum into their second half on the attacking side and maybe give us a show here, because Sengoku, great start from them, but can they really continue it on the defensive side? Well, they should be, but Team Viper, I think they've got something to say about that. What's funny, or rather curious to me, is how during the previous round, Sengoku had lots of information gathering tools, right? They had the Dokebi, they had the Yana, but still it seemed like they were hard pressed to really fully utilize that to find out where Team Viper was, which you'd kind of expect the opposite considering just how much Team Viper liked to roam and how much information gathering tools, as I said, were in Sengoku. But Team Viper, those mute jammers, crucial on their defensive side. This time though, the Nomad, which we haven't seen all day, and more curiously enough, the Nook coming out here, Team Viper. Nice.
I love that. All things considered, Nook's actually not that bad. Like 2 nades, pretty good gun. Even the Deagle, not a bad secondary as far as secondaries go. Credit to anyone who can pull off playing Nook. Even the gadget, very situational. How whether the presence reduction device, the held presence reduction, is actually going to have an impact. That said, you know,
10 seconds remaining.
even just suppressing your footsteps is a pretty significant advantage in this game with how important sound is in Rainbow Six. So I want to see it work. I don't know how impactful it'll be, particularly because there's no camera or observation tool operators brought to the table from Sengoku. But, you know, like I said, if all else fails, 2 grenades and a good gun.
Yeah, well, Oregon, to be fair, is the map as well that early on when Nook did just release and came to, you know, official competitive play, it's one of the maps that LATAM teams like to try and, I guess, utilize her on, here in Oregon specifically. That was before all the buffs that she's, you know, had in the more recent years. So there is definitely a small case to be made for Nook being played here on Oregon specifically. But as you said, yeah, no real information gathering like maybe a 0 or something. So they're going to be hard-pressed to really find an open avenue for Gal here to try and sneak on in. So he's going to have to find his own way, really see which way he can pass in that aspect. Basement to be defended here by Sengoku to start things off, which is one of their favorite sites here in Argon.
Oh, this is perfect. This angle, all the way from attic looking down into the rear stairs. It's a fantastic way to cut off that flank watch, and well, and then almost caught another vertical angle to cut off flank watch. Kim Jun knows all the angles. Pretty common, but, you know, like to call it out for the viewers at home. And overall, Viper have gotten to work. Hatches opened with ease thanks to LHM on the Hibana. And that leaves just about half the round for Viper to actually get to work on clearing any utility positions and looking for picks.
I mean, for sure, like, that is going to have to be crucial in that aspect, because if they can't find that opening, then we know Sengoku, this is one of their best maps, and this is where they really know how to bunker down and be that, you know, ironclad defensive side team. So Sengoku right now, they got that smoke, and as long as he's in the game, they're going to be really, really pressed to be able to make their way in on the sites. A lot of these pellets being destroyed on the X-Kairos. Great job to stop that from coming on in. And, well, making their way. They're trying to work this blue stairs as well, which has been successful. Nade on out by Kim Jun, not finding much. And Gal here, you kind of want that Nook to be sneaky beaky, but he's kind of in the front lines right now.
Well, that's all right. If Galea can land his shots, then he can be wherever he would like on the battlefield. Viper keen to start moving forward. You can see that, but Sengoku are poised and ready to receive. Ayakan's shield survives, so he'll play aggressively on that position. And Viper, now they start to make that move. A whiff from Ayakan, but Ramu, oh no, the punish from behind. It's a bit of a dog's breakfast here in the final 15 seconds of the round. LHM finds another pick, just Raciel and Ayakan. Ayakan drops down, all on Raciel, 1v1. LHM rounding the corner, and he gets him with the bearing 9. Raciel did not have the read, and that's Viper back in the game.
He had no idea who was coming from that same hallway as well. And Team Viper, a single round away from tying this game on up. Sengoku almost making it happen there near the end. He brought it down to a 1v1. But Mira did not close the show. So they're going now up to the second floor. We haven't actually seen either of these teams kind of repeat the same site that they just lost on. So instead of trying to see if second time's a charm, not even going to give us that case. Team Viper, great job from them. The Nook, I don't really think the Nook provided much value in terms of her base skill, you know, her base gadget of being able to silence her footsteps and get through gadgets, but those nades were definitely crucial when it came to the execute itself.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that what really helped our Viper there was just the timing. You know, everyone pushed at the exact same time. We saw it from Sengoku's perspective, right? We saw, I think it was Ramu who was playing at the brick store from Boiler, like near the bottom of the stairs, peeking into blue. And at the exact moment that he was needed to peek into blue, he was also getting pushed from behind. So it was just excellent timing from Viper to make sure that all of their players were executing in tandem. Made it a bit difficult for Sengoku, but there is a lot of expectation riding on Sengoku. Like we've said, this is also their map pick, of course, so we should expect them to win it. Viper are putting up a pretty good fight.
Attackers must locate and
Certainly are. As I said, they could be that snake in the grass who kind of catches Sengoku off guard. Man, these Vipers have been really striking the nerve so far, at least on this opening round of the half. And as I talked about, what was crucial, even though they went down 4-2 to get into this half, is they won the final round of the opening half, which means they can continue that momentum, which so far they have. Are they going to tie it up though? This time the floor is to come out once more. As Booney, all that Nomad I think is going to be very, very helpful for them. Sengoku, they do like to send that Soul Man out to kind of roam around the map sometimes, and that Nomad is going to make his job a lot more difficult. And they're doing a pretty similar kind of APAC setup that you see a lot here, wherein there's a shield towards that trophy room facing towards the master. Some teams like to even have a player inside the janitor's closet, which you can see here Yahoo has. He can bail out anytime through the rotation, but as of the moment, it's going to be LHM finding that opening pick. That is huge for him to get that Melusi down. That's a Nitro off of the board.
Yeah, and with that as well, Viper are completely burning all of the util. Sengoku have brought to the table. I like this play from Raciel, though this is really devious. Uses that gas babe to take an advanced position. Shotgun in hand. Now Ramu's found one as well. Right on the other side, it is 0-1, but the shot does not land. Raciel does so much damage, but not enough to get this across the line. Ayakan with the one tap will finish off what was left of the Zephyr at the end of that engagement. 3-on-3 now, we're back even.
For Sengoku to lose Raciel is actually a really big hit to their defense. The longer that smoke is up online, the longer they can stall this round, especially in the latter half of the round specifically. So Sengoku, they're going to have to use whatever they got. Their only plant denial tool right now is the Soul C4 on Ramu's hands. He's going to have to hold on to that like a golden ticket to win the round potentially near the end of things. Again, he's down to very low HP. A single bullet will do him on in. A fly lands on him, he's dead. So has to really bide his time in his positioning here. That nade, luckily for him, does not clip him at the slightest.
Nade, hell of a lot more of a bite than a fly. Yahoo now just holding the line. The onus is on Viper to push here. The three players will have to regroup and show a little bit of that coordination that they showed us at the end of their execute last round. 30 seconds now, ticking away. And there's the nice pick from Kim. Swings on for a second, gets the double. Now it's all Ayakan. Low HP in the 1-on-3. Plat being forced down by Boone. Ayakan can find a good shot, but Kim's there for the trade, and Team Viper have evened this scoreline, 4 rounds apiece.
All right, we have a game on our hands, so great job here by Team Viper to come back. That's 3 rounds now. They won in a row, 2 in this half, and neither site has been looking too well for Sengoku at all. They'd find a pick, yes, but it would be immediately traded out by Team Viper, who have been doing such a good job on their attacking side to really stick together. We do see quite a bit of disparity between these two teams on their attacking side. With Sengoku, when they were on the attack, they kind of played a lot more loosely, doing that 2-2-1 split, where Team Viper, they have more of like a 3-2 split, so no one really under lonesome, and it has been paying dividends for them here in this half. This time though, will they actually pull out that Ying to try and make their entry easier? No. Flores to be picked, and meeting we shall go.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
I really feel like Sengoku should be the favorite team here. Like, just trying to put my biases aside, knowing Sengoku and their position within the RJL in the past, and despite them getting eliminated early from the RJC, they just jumped out as me as a bigger name than Viper. And even the game that we've seen so far, 8 rounds of it, Sengoku seem like the better team, but Viper always seem to have something. And I think that they're playing off of being underestimated by not just people like you and me, but also by, of course, Sengoku themselves. Viper could be, like you said, that snake in the grass, and they've already shown that they have enough fight to hang with Sengoku. Whether they can keep it up, we'll see. It's very promising to think that this is Sengoku's map pick, and Viper are already performing so strongly.
For sure, that could be a bit of, I guess, well, let's be honest here, Team Viper, they don't have the biggest sample size behind them for teams to kind of research. Whatever VODs they do have might be in a completely different language that Sengoku might not even understand. So there isn't as much kind of resources to, try and do some homework on them, and that could be part of the result of what we're seeing right now. So 4-4, and the opening attacking side here, rather this opening kind of start of the round, looking to take things up, top, down. Big tower control early on. Gal here going to try and work on that wall if they can get, I think there should be on the opposing side of that, a mute jammer to try and stop that from getting open. So that's going to be something they're going to have to deal with. They'll try and control meeting to get that done exactly, and here they go.
I like the little hole that's going to be made here by LHM. In fact, one on both sides. Surely that's just for tossing nades. You could probably get a pretty tight angle by playing on the stairs, looking deep into meeting through that tiny little angle that's been open. A bit precarious though. The smaller a hole you open, the more possible. Wait, what? Somehow that flash went threaded through the laser beams from Aruni. So the nade goes out. That's a really nice way of clearing that mute jammer. I just will say, recently it was changed how mute jammers actually function, the radius of their effect, and well, Viper have just demonstrated that they've used that change to their advantage on clearing that mute jammer.
Yeah, they kind of changed up the shape of the AoE of it, so it's going to be a lot more different now. Well, not maybe a lot, but there are some discrepancies on how they could be used. Opening floor is drone. Does get shut down here, and this can be quite a difficult plant if they cannot really stop them from this entry. They do or should have that bridge control up on the tower. A 0-1's trying to clear out down below, make sure nobody's going to come flank them and catch them off guard. This mute jammer is right on Ramu. He's going to keep him protected for the meantime, but he is going to start to running low on anything else if they do come his way. Neko, great opening shot from up top, and that does find Kim Jun. So for them to lose him in this stage of the round is going to be deadly.
Good vertical cover from Sengoku on that entry from Neko. 0-1 though has a really tight angle, and Racial may find himself in an engagement in just a moment. He goes for the retrade and backs on off. Neko goes down. 3-on-4 now for Team Viper. Time's ticking away. Ramu's found a double with the FMG so far, and Viper rely only on Boone. Oh, he just whiffs the first couple shots, manages to find the double. 1 versus 2, but no kit, no clue. And Sengoku can ride the wave of this round. They do take the lead once again.
And no time as well. So, great job here coming from Sengoku. They lost 3 rounds in a row, but this time they answer on back. Seems like meeting is where their call should be. Basement is where we're going to be going once again, which was not successful for Sengoku. And we've been seeing the Mira come up quite often. As you said, once that Mira's left online, lots of teams are going to defer to that immediately if it's not banned. We've been seeing both teams utilizing her here on this basement site. We saw a while ago that Team Viper on their defense kind of had that old school setup, as you like to call it, where they had the window facing towards laundry, the other one towards the bunker. So I'm curious if Sengoku will this time place it towards that freezer side, knowing that Team Viper do kind of like taking that freezer on their execute as well. And that could be an adjustment that we're going to see here from the Sengoku side. Team Viper, nothing too different from their composition this time. They've got basically what we've been seeing from them the past round that they did play here on the basement. That Hibana is going to be crucial, and with no Kaid, well, she's going to have free reign to open whatever hatches she wants.
One thing that has changed in the lineup for Sengoku, that is the Ella picked by Ramu. Previously on the Wamai on this basement bomb site. Now the Ella recently did have a nerf to the FO12, so you'll see Ramu is actually running the Scorpion, the SMG, instead of that auto shotty. But maybe the idea here is going for an extra shield. You can see that now Sengoku will obviously have 2 shields for the round, one from Smoke, one from Ella. And you know, when you're trading it out for the Wamai, you're kind of sacrificing the catching utility that will protect those shields for an actual shield itself. Probably trying to read into the fact that it was Flores previously that a lot of these teams have been trying to use to clear out this utility. Funnily enough, there is no Flores this time, and there are plenty of projectiles to clear both of those shields. So it's really up to Viper on whether they want to deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, the composition here doesn't totally work out in Sengoku's favor, nor was it what they were, I guess, expecting, because as you said, yeah, exactly, that Flores was proposing a big problem to them. Now, without that Wamai, it's going to be a lot more difficult for them to try and stop everything flying their way. The quick clear here once again from 0-1 on that small tower is going to give them lots of early control of the hallway up top of the freezer stairs. Kim Jun spotting out. Why is this open? Why are these hatches broken? Trying to make sure that no one's coming up his way towards that attic stairs. And now they get this main hatch open. Going to give them kind of light control of the laundry side, but not too deep as of the moment just yet. You have to be careful though, because the rest of Sengoku, they're not even trying to roam around. They're just going to bunker on in and let Viper come to their sights.
Still 5-on-5, and yeah, like you said, it's really just a matter of time for Viper starting to figure out exactly where their push will go from, likely all at once. From several different angles, typically what we see these attacking teams do, but you need to get a move on for sure. Starting to punish some aggression here, or trying their best to do so. A flash goes out as they start to pressure this laundry side. Still haven't made up their mind exactly where they're going to push. But Galia may well find himself ready to take down some of these shields in blue.
Well, they're coming his way, and he still lands a shot. Barely stunned, and hey, those recent changes are not going to affect the movement speed anymore, even though you're stunned by the Grismot or the concuss from the lifeline launcher. So great job here for him to get the kill on 0-1. And that stifles the opening spear entry from the Team Viper side. A lot more difficult now for them to get on in. Oh, the angle being held here by Ramu could potentially be deadly once more if he's going to be walking his way just cautiously. Aiken, great find for him. And that brings it down to 2v5, completely storming this round. Sengoku, what an advantage they have.
Yeah, and on the back of it, Ramu is going to get a bit greedy. Finds another one onto Kim Jun. And that means it's LHM alone. 1 versus 5. I could probably count on one hand how many times I've seen these go the way of the 1 and not the 5. Yeah, a pick or two, it might be nice. Might help pad out the stats, but of course Ramu's going to be there. Just like that, match point has been found for Sengoku.
They call a timeout though, so maybe there's something they really want to talk on over. I'm not sure if this is attack or attack, but I assume it's attack. Sengoku though, great job for them on that basement. Pretty much going flawless for that one. A big difference here on their kind of latter rounds of the second half they did on their opener. So what I've noticed here from Sengoku is it kind of takes them a while to get into the groove of things, but once they do, well, they are definitely a formidable force. Team Viper, they know that this is one of Sengoku's best maps. There should be a lot of research and homework done on this, but they've been really struggling to make this second half work as fortunate as it did their opening one. So I love what Sengoku have been doing on this defensive side. You normally would see a lot of teams, maybe dedicate 2 players to kind of roam around like Team Viper were on their defensive side, but Sengoku not the same philosophy in theirs. On that basement, just really bunkering on down, making sure that they do not lose an opening pick to Team Viper's kind of clear on their attacking side. So Sengoku really making sure that that ironclad defense of theirs is really, I guess, strong from the foundation up.
Moment of quiet now. Sengoku, we're not sure whether it's a tech or attack, like you said, but Team Viper should really be taking advantage of this opportunity to discuss what they're going to do next round. They're on the attack. They know by process of elimination, it's very likely this is going to be a dorms defense, kitchen meeting, and laundry supply are both locked. So Sengoku's running out of options here. It's either dorms or kitchen dining, and it's pretty easy for Viper to guess it's going to be dorms. So what are they going to... What's the game plan going into this round, right? Like, they know that Sengoku tend to go for those extended holds with the closet presence, with the shield in trophy. Viper just need to take things one step at a time, start eliminating these positions from Sengoku.
Well, as I said a while ago, with that kind of janitor hold that you do see commonly in APAC with the shield as well in trophy, one of the best or cleanest ways to shut that down is taking control of the main lobby, taking control of classroom, nade that position on out to make sure that it can't be utilized against you, force that janitor closet player out, back into the games room. They're probably going to close the rotation, but whatever, you give it up and you take it back. So that, I think, is one of the best ways that Team Viper can come back into this. Take control of that trophy room, maybe pincer on in from that big tower side, and once they do that, they do have a good position to actually make their execute happen. Sengoku have been doing a good job, at least so far, of I guess, putting up a lot of resistance, but this time, though, I don't believe there's a Flores. No, there isn't, which was something they did pull out on their opening dorms attack earlier on here, Team Viper, on the second round of this half. So no Flores this time, as they're going to be supplementing that with a Nook. I guess they really want to kind of utilize... Actually, no, they switched out. I lied. The Sledge once more.
Yeah, the Sledge, I mean, always a solid operator. That hammer not going to get a lot of use attacking dorms, just nature of the bomb site. There's not a lot that you would want to hammer. But the big change for me this round is Neko bringing the Valkyrie. Not an operator we've seen so far, and one of the most infamous operators in the game right now, the second most banned operator overall in the game in general. In ranks, even in competitive play, Valkyrie gets banned out a lot. Just behind Mira, funnily enough, both have actually slipped through the veto. And this is the first time we're going to see Sengoku bring her. What will they do? Will they have some outside cameras? That's what I personally love to do with the Valkyrie. I think I just saw one for a second. Might be on the water table. And they might be able to find some runouts aggressively based on that information.
Well, Yahoon no longer in that janitor's closet as we saw earlier on. It's typically the Jaeger's job to be playing that position, and for them to make sure that that is going to be clear is going to be crucial. At least give them some more time to try and work on other bigger problems, and for them to come up here towards the master side. When you get control of this, a lot of teams, they want to come in from the opposite side as well. You have a master push, you almost definitely kind of want a big tower push as well to kind of pincer on in on that trophy room and make sure nobody's going to be holding this. And if you do that, then Raciel, he's going to have a harder time to try and make this happen. Up here in the armory, though, Kim Jun, he's locked and loaded. He's got some nades to work with, but I do believe that Raciel should have some ADSs protecting him as well from any projectiles that might be flung his way.
Yeah, not easy now for Viper to figure out how they're going to clear this position. The flash goes out onto Raciel. Oh no, the nade is absolutely shocking from King Jun. Does eventually throw over a second, but it gets chewed up by that ADS. That may be a strategic failure from Viper and a critical mistake here on match point against them. It may lead to Sengoku winning this map.
Might be a small mistake at first glance, but could have absolutely detrimental results in the end of things. That Grismod's going to propose a problem once they make their way into the games room. So 0-1, they've gotten control of the trophy side, but Big Tower is not theirs as of the moment. All ADS is burned near towards them, and this should allow them to at least apply more pressure towards that game's entry. They do not have any breach open as of the moment just yet. And Kim Jun, he's holding down the line on that attic rotation, but I don't think Sengoku are too keen of using that as of the moment. They're really bunkering on down here as we've seen them do in the past time and time again. And this wall isn't even open. They do not have control of Big Tower, and Aiken's doing a great job of stalling them from even getting this going. This is looking very, very problematic for Team Viper on the final 30 seconds of the round.
And Viper, or rather Sengoku, have so much information on where these players are. That said, it could well come down to these entries. And the first pick is found by Galia on Viper. It's a 5v4 for the Koreans, but Sengoku fight back. LHM down, the diffuser cold on the ground. Sengoku are separated, but they do have the advantage. Yahoon feeling the pressure, but the pistol is exactly what he needed. It's only Boone left in the 1v2, and it's not gonna happen. Sengoku will decisively take the first map in this best of 3.
Great job here from Sengoku, and I really love the fact that Team Viper put up quite a good fight, I will say, here in this one. But Sengoku, very different philosophy they had on their second half on the defensive side compared to Team Viper, who were a lot more free-flowing on the defensive side, lots more roam game coming in. But Sengoku, now they had a different idea, holding things down like a fortification, like a castle. Is their game? Well, their name shall be ingrained here as the opening map winners. Great job on